Alright, so there's a few things I've noticed since yesterday. Um, I'm not for sure, but it seems like there is a lot less thrust. Um, I also noticed that at idle, the JPT is stuck at 1,000, and when you fly all around, it's stuck at 1,000. The idle RPM now is 60%. I don't know if that's what you wanted it to be. And at idle, you get 70 psi oil pressure. Um, I did check the night lighting. It looks really good. The headlights, the nav lights is a really good combination. You can see the tarmac really good now, so good job on that. The ACMI pod is fixed real well. That antenna's gone. Looks good. I did notice yesterday that the cabin pressure altimeter did work, and today it's stuck at 25. As far as the flight handling, um, I noticed the roll rate is diminished a lot. Um, I also noticed that in the pitch axis, it's um, it's almost like it's not enough. Um, like if you wanted to do some hard maneuvering, like right now I'm doing 500 knots, and that's full back on the stick right there, and I get 5 1/4 G's. I don't know what you're aiming for there, um, but the shaking is all gone. Uh, you're making very good progress. The rudder um, seems to be yawing correctly now. So right rudder, the nose goes right. Left rudder, the nose goes left. Um, I can actually hold a knife edge fairly well for Microsoft Flight Simulator anyway. It's really hard in any plane to hold a knife edge, so that's working really well. I did notice, and I'm pretty sure they moved a little smoother before, but if you go up on the throttle, um, these nozzle gauges and the fuel flow look a little notchy. See how they tick up there? Uh, tick, 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 tick. I don't think they did that before, but maybe they did. I'm not sure. Um, I haven't had a long flight, but I think the TACAN beeping is gone, which I absolutely love, by the way, because I can't stand them. Uh, I don't think anybody will complain about that. The TACAN seems to be working. Um, I don't really see a beacon arrow, but maybe it's just not something the sim can do in TACAN, which to me it doesn't make sense because TACAN is just a VOR with a different channel. I don't know, but so I'll switch from um, TACAN back to VOR and tune in New Bern 113.6. Oh, now I get a volume. Oh, that's weird. I get a volume in VOR, but not TACAN, which, okay, but I can turn it off, so good. So, VOR, I get an arrow. TACAN, you don't, but it's basically the same system, so I don't know. Maybe it is a sim um, thing that you can't do. The fuel system, I think it still needs. I can't remember if you said you fixed it or you're waiting on prop air to fix it, but if you put if you put a full bag on it, I'm still seeing the mid and aft cell and the center tank feeding at the same time, and I don't see the outboard tanks feeding at all, so I'm not sure if you got to that yet or if they're doing it or what. But the let me take that fuel back out of here. The roll rate, I don't know if, I mean, that's about as fast as I can get it to go right there. I guess you'd have to ask your pilot, or maybe ask that CG Aviator guy what the roll rate is at the spring stops, like how many degrees per second, and I can't really count. So let's see, going straight and level, 1001, so not quite even 360 degrees per second. Let's try that again. 1001. So right there, it looks like it's about 300 degrees a second. And I swear the thrust is less. I don't know why I think that. It just feels like it's. I took off of KPGA, which is elevation of 6,600 feet, and it literally almost took the whole runway to get to 150 knots. And right now, full burner, I'm doing 550 knots. Well, of course I'm climbing, but it just feels like it doesn't have the power that it did yesterday, and it feels like it doesn't have the. I can't over G it. I can't pull. I mean, maybe that's how you want it, and I mean, maybe I think, you know, if people were doing some ACM, it might be a little bit. Like, that's all I get right there. Even at 600 knots on a full pull, it's not even pulling 6 Gs. But it flies good. It doesn't shake. It doesn't have the twitchy glitch thing anymore. When you release the brakes on the tarmac, it does not accelerate. It just stays there like it should. I mean, I don't think, maybe the real one rolled at idle, but I doubt it. Otherwise, it would have had a parking brake or would have ran over the damn chocks. So I think as far as the ground handling, the flight, everything seems like it's flying well. I think the pitch axis is toned down just a little bit too much. There's some gauges that are a little funky. The hide, you know, you've got over 3,000 psi there, which is, you know, it's a little bit high, but I don't think anybody will care. I think it's good. Like I said, the cabin pressure altimeter is a little bit, you know, it's not moving at all. The JPT is is stuck at 1,000. The oil pressure is too high. I did notice when the canopy was open, I still saw a gap right there. If you use the external, or the what do you call that, the showcase camera, and you go up and down real slow, you can see like a gap in there, and you can see the engines. And then from the top you can still see through a little crack right on the very top. Like it would be, you know, see it right there, you can still see inside. But there's still one here, and there's still one on the outside. I don't know, maybe you just didn't save that part today, I don't know, but you did a lot today. I mean, you really did. You really knocked it out of the park for one day's work. That's amazing to me. I can't even, I can look at one line of code and I don't know what the hell it means, so good on you. it's. I mean, I see you got the needle there. You did a lot. I can say that. What else did I write down? Okay, cabin pressure stuck at 25. The gaps. The RPM stabilizes at 60% now instead of 50. I don't know what's right, but before it would stabilize right at about 50. Now it's 60. The JPT is 1,000. Not a huge deal, but when you're sitting on the tarmac, the nose tire looks like it's sunk a little bit. I don't think it's a huge deal, but just something I noticed. What else? Everything looks great at night. The afterburners look amazing. Okay, now the burners aren't working. What the hell? Last flight, the burners look good. I don't know. Maybe the sim is doing some bullshit. Let's see what it looks like in the daytime. I swear on the last flight, the burners look just fine. Oh, hold on. I'll try it again on the next flight, but I swear on the last one, the burners look great. It's like calling the cable repairman. As soon as you call them, everything starts working again. But yeah, I think that's it. I'll look at the burn. I'll do one more flight after this and look at the burners. But I can't really think of anything else right now. Other than, like I said, the G's. Like I'm cranking on it right there at 450 knots, and I'm getting like 4.5, 5. I mean, the angle of attack, you can't. You can go up and stall it, and get a high angle of attack. Like there you go, and I'm about to get the tones right there. But I can't get them anymore in a hard pull, like level. Hard pull, I can't get them anymore. I think it would be a little bit too tame if you were trying some ACM with somebody. But I don't know. I'm not a flight engineer, so I really don't know. But it definitely is different than yesterday. Like that's all she's got right there. 400 knots, 450 knots, 11 AOA, and 5 Gs. It's going up slightly now. But that's full burner, and I got 6. I don't know. Maybe that's how you want it. I mean, it's creeping up there. Maybe that is how you want it. I don't know. I mean, I can do a longer video and and just land real quick and show you the takeoff roll. Let me find a airport. Let's see. Damn it. I hate when it does that. Got 17 miles to an airport. That's weird about the burners. I swear on the last flight they look perfect, and now on this one they don't. But I haven't landed it yet. I'm sure it's fine, but I can just leave my computer on tonight while it processes, and you can listen to my gibberish when you get to work. Just don't feel like making 10 videos. Well, there's New Bern. By the way, I got no wind on right now. I just wanted to see what the plane was without any kind of interference. But yeah, that's a decent roll rate. I don't think anybody will complain about it. I mean, I know it's way less than it was, and maybe that's better than how it was for most people. But for me, I want to be able to over-G an aircraft. But that's just me. I mean, I want to be able to fly it wrong in a stick pull, and I don't think I can right now. I'm not really prepped for this landing. I just want to get it down and show you the takeoff. If I can even land without dying. Where is it? There it is. Now, see what happens when you try to get in a hurry. Alright. I know you're laughing. You're all laughing at me. That's fine. I'm just trying to do a quick video before I go to bed. So anyway, we'll get to the end of the runway here, and then I'll put a just internal fuel back to max, and you can be the judge of the takeoff roll. This airport is I want to say it's about 32 feet above sea level, or maybe not even that much. It's pretty low. Like Cherry Point is like 26, I think, so this is a little bit more inland than that, so it might be like 30. But you can see there's no more shaking. Nice and smooth. If I come to a stop, I don't get any jittery shakes or glitches or anything. I noticed that the AOA indexer doesn't go crazy anymore. The AOA gauge doesn't go crazy anymore. You did a lot today. I mean, I think there's a couple things to look at tomorrow, but for the gauges, I just don't understand what's going on with the afterburner because they worked fine on the previous flight. Let's check it again. You can see the night light, you know, the view is pretty good now. I don't know. On this flight, the burner is not working, and I don't know why. I'm just gonna restart it real quick on the runway just to see and see if it was just a glitch in the sim. I'll get it up and running from not cold and dark, but just on the runway. Let's turn it back. Well, let's just see if the burners work. Alright, I'm just gonna assume it was a glitch from the last flight somehow. I don't know why, but sometimes the sim just doesn't load correctly. Kind of odd. Some days it's fine, and some days it's bad. No wind. Nose wheel steering low, flaps and auto. Brakes off. Put my trim up to the first mark there. And I'm just gonna do, I think I set my, yeah, I set it to just internal fuels. So full burner. Alright, brakes off. And it seems like it's pulling an anchor compared to what it was. And I don't know what's accurate and what isn't, but it's taken quite a while to get up to 150 knots at sea level. Right there, I got it. Taking off. Gear up. Flaps up. And I mean, even with a 1,500 feet a minute climb, and it's just creeping up there. And now I'm climbing higher, more than that, but 300 knots. It just seems a lot more tame than it was. I don't know what's right or what's wrong. You can be the judge of that tomorrow or today, since it'll be today when you see this. But that's about all I got. But the G's, I mean, it just, to me, hold on a second. Yeah, see, that's with the all this off or on. I don't think that really makes much of a difference, but yeah, 4.5, and that's 450 knots, and it's 5. And this is sea level here, so you would think it would pull harder, but I don't know. You can be the judge of it in the morning. The speed brake seems like it sits you more forward than it did before. Like, you know, how you would like feel it in the straps. You know what I mean? Like it changes your view forward. It seems like it's more extreme than it was. That's not necessarily that's a bad thing, but just one more thing I noticed from yesterday's version to today. But it's definitely 1,000 times better as far as how the majority of people that fly will see this plane. I mean, other than a little jittering in the rudder, to me, the way it was pretty good because I could throw it around harder. No, obviously, you'll be the final judge on what you want it to do. That's not my call. I'm only showing you what I see or what my opinion is, but it's not mine. So I can't really say anything bad about it. It's not bad. It's really good as far as the handling. It just it's not as snappy as it was. And I don't know if that's how you want it, or if you haven't flown it since you made adjustments. I don't know the answer to that, but I think the majority of people that always think airplanes are broken or they're junk or whatever, I think to them it would probably be the best plane they ever flew because it's a lot more tame and easy to fly. To me, or you, or Batman, or Doc, or, you know, people that, not saying I'm a pro or anything, but people that can throw a plane around better than most might think it's a little bit on the tame side now. But you can be the final judge on that tomorrow. And I can't land with a shit right now. I don't know, probably because I got too much gas in it. But you get the point. I just wanted to show you what I found, and sorry the video was, I haven't tried the chute yet today. The chute's out, still working. Pretty sure I mentioned the fuel. It doesn't feed. Come on. It's feeding here, not feeding here. This switch doesn't work anymore, but I don't think it. Okay, so it locks out the center, but it doesn't go up and down. See, the center isn't moving anymore, but then when you turn it on, the mid and aft cell and the center tank is feeding at the same time, which shouldn't do. This one should go down and this one should stay full until this one's empty. But if you have these on the plane, then this one shouldn't feed and these ones should, and these should stay full. Well, all three of these should stay full and these should start coming down, but you know that. Auto balance still doesn't work. and I can't get any. Well, let's see. So put a center there. Outboard just doesn't. Outboard doesn't say 0. Center doesn't say 350 gallons, which would be about 6, 8, 1900 pounds or so, I think. Should be about 350 gallons. So I don't know if you want that to work, but you I think it works in like the Harrier and all your other planes. Like when you switch your positions here, I'm pretty sure that the quantity changes to each individual tank group, but I can't remember if you said they're doing that or you are. I don't know. A lot happened today at work and with this plane, so I can't keep track of it all. But yeah, I think you did a lot of good work today, and you just have to be the judge of the flight model as far as how much G you can pull. The roll rate's good. It's not extreme. It's not too slow. It depends on what you want and what's accurate. I really don't know. Like I said, you'd have to ask one of those pilots. So, long story short, what I saw again, 25. It worked yesterday when I climbed up. It started down here, and then it crept up. I can't remember. I think it was 7 or 8 psi at 40,000 feet, which I think is pretty close to accurate. And now it's locked at 25. The JPT is locked at 1,000. The RPM at idle now is 60 instead of 50. The brakes off. So brakes off at idle. It doesn't roll anymore, doesn't taxi at 30 knots, which is probably pretty accurate. I mean, I wouldn't think those little bitty engines could make you roll 30 knots at idle, but I don't know. I can't say what it does, it doesn't do. I've never flown one. But everything is coming along nicely. Yeah. I don't know if you said you got these to work today. Right click. No. Right click. No. You didn't get that. So those are those are still not clickable to cut off. And now, okay, now you can't shut down the engines as far as I can tell. Huh? Yeah, I can't. Right click, right click. These are all. These are. Hold on a minute. Okay, maybe when you start on the runway, they don't work unless you flip them up and back down. But I don't know. You can fly it some tomorrow and see what you think, but that's my opinion, or my what I've seen today. But it's coming along good. I think the majority of people will be very happy with it, how it's coming. I know like certain orange people that Batterby calls orange all the time won't be bitching about roll rates or how bad it is or whatever. I mean, look at this thing from the outside now. Not that it was bad before, but it's a sharp plane. You can see the cockpit. The pilot's custom looks good. I mean, I noticed that these little light balls are there. I don't know if that's I mean, see how the lens cover turned white. I don't I thought they were green in the beginning, but like this one here looks like it turned white as well. But as far as the plane, how it looks, and maybe the tires aren't sunk in. Maybe it just, I mean, I know like a Harrier tire, when it's got weight on it, looks kind of like that. It's probably just fine. It's probably just something I thought I saw. But, yeah, I guess that's it. I just wanted to make probably a 40-minute video by now, and my rambling, and at least give you some laughs at my hasty landings in the trees and whatnot. But it's coming along. You're doing good, and it'll be well worth it in the end. Have a good day, sir.